request the money on the guest's back, otherwise I will have to sue you. Thank you. Your money is gone.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone. I mean, somebody had to tell him. You have a better chance of uncovering Atlantis than getting that shit back. And this guy is far from the only person suffering, because his comment would be one of many that are protesting against not being able to access their funds. We have another guy writing how he got locked out of his own account from a 2FA bug, costing him apparently over $12,000. And once he tried to contact support to maybe do their jobs and help him out, he was met with radio silence. And remember, we're not looking at my words here. These are the dozens of testimonies given by former customers who all share eerily similar stories, describing the only sole and core function of Liquid Marketplace being the fucking market somehow not being there properly. And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, Logan Paul would also recently make a guest appearance on some Netflix show called King of Collectibles: The Golden Touch, where he reveals the PSA 10 Illustrator is being put up for auction, but not just any auction, because the card ended up being sold to the one and only Ken Golden. Whoa! Yeah, but you can keep it a Chuck Beef. I had no idea who the hell that was, but after doing surface research, he's a well-respected auctioneer who sold over $1 billion in expensive memorabilia, that eventually worked his way to become the CEO of his own company called Golden Auctions, along with running his own Netflix show. Logan would end up starring on an episode where the two chatted their way into a deal that resulted in the $5 million Illustrator being sold to Goldwyn, soon listed on his next upcoming auction. And because of the sale, Logan would additionally be granted a partial royalty on every single item that gets sold at the auction. I mean, as soon as the idea was pitched, money signs lit up in Logan's eyes like Mr. Krabs. This was an offer that was too good for him to turn down.
You will write the check right now.
Yes.
You got the funds?
I'd have to, of course.
I have to say, my heart tells me to do this deal with you, and so I will do the deal with you. Great.
Now, surely this deal had to be ultimately decided by the investors before taking place. After all, Logan only owns 39% of the Illustrator. He was preaching like Gandhi about having the community be the ones who could vote on what they would want to happen to the card as a collective.
And I should say this, I'll be retaining 49% ownership of the card, so I won't actually have access to it. It'll be in our vault.
So he couldn't have possibly made this decision himself, right? I mean, if buyers were the ones who had majority ownership, then this whole entire arrangement had to be set up. Well, we learned by now that Logan doesn't exactly spit words of virtue. Trusting what he says is like trusting Bill Cosby to be your bartender. And Logan would absolutely make sure to prove he's a gaping ass by announcing that he repurchased the card through an alleged buyback. And the only reason he was able to do this was through a legal loophole that's buried in LMP service. And Paul went out of his way to go over this exact rule, explaining how he was able to allegedly buy the Illustrator without the other token holders giving permission or even being notified. Apparently, all Logan had to do to get the card back was buy enough tokens to reach what's called a token threshold. Once the threshold is reached, Logan can reclaim having full ownership over the card. And this is a big issue, not only because it renders the entire point of the platform to be useless, but additionally, the threshold is not some predetermined or fixed amount like you would think, because within the company's TOS, it states that they were the only ones who could change the cost of the buyout at any time, which led a lot of speculation that Logan repurchased the card at a significantly lower price than the $5 million it was originally listed for.
However, luckily for Logan, there was a loophole that did allow him to get his card back. The terms also describe the process of a buyout, i.e. someone buying the collectible back from LMP. The terms state that LMP may allow users to purchase all of the tokens associated with a certain collectible without the other token holders associated with that collectible executing a sale. Meaning that if LMP decides to initiate a buyout, token holders can have all of their tokens bought from them at any time without them having any power to stop it. The only condition that must be met for LMP to initiate a buyout is that someone first acquires the minimum number of tokens associated with that collectible, called the buyout threshold. However, the buyout threshold is not a fixed amount. It's literally just whatever LMP decides it is at any given time. The terms even explicitly state that the minimum number of tokens is something that LMP may establish from time to time. LMP could make the threshold 90% one day and 10% the next day, and there is nothing in the terms.
If you go on Monroe right now, I cleared out most of the enemies in and around it.
You said you cleared most of the Monroe?
Most, if not all of them, by myself.
spawn in 30 seconds.
Be advised, there is still enemies there, just not a lot of them.
Yeah, let's just go to Monroe anyway, because the next point's gonna be Indiana or West Virginia. Alright, so follow the tree line.
They spotted me.
Good, get at the tree line, we're gonna dismount.
You should see flares. I'm not nowhere anywhere there. Yeah, I see you guys coming in that branch line.
Somebody come back with me, let's get the cars moved up.
I don't know if the tents in them are cleared. The perimeter outside is cleared, though. You can probably see my handiwork on some of them.